Alright fellas, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with black privilege. And in this video here, we're going to be unboxing my new motherboard, the ASUS X99 Deluxe with the USB 3.1 PCI card. And the reason why I got this, just like I said in my last processor video, is not because I needed it. You know, I just wanted to do came into some money, wanted to upgrade, and I wanted not the biggest and best that I can get for my money, because I could have, you know, easily gotten even higher end stuff, but I've always been the practical, you know, kind of guy. Like, I know given how fast processors and motherboards are now, if you get the bigger and best, you're just wasting half of your money right out the gate, because you can get the next, you know, fastest or the third fastest and be just fine for whatever you want to do with it most of the time, unless you just want to, you know, unless you just want the super fast, you know, waste your money edition processor that you can get that might cost you $1,500 for no reason, you know. But that's never been me. Every time I make my purchases, I always have to have a practical reason as to why I buy things. And if I can't find a justifiable reason to purchase something, then I'm just gonna not purchase it. So I could have bought like the extreme version of my processor for $1,000, but I was like, that's $1,000. You know, what am I gonna get out of it? What does that chip have that the other chip doesn't, besides just overhead space performance? You know, and I did my research, compared both, you know, all three of the different processors, and they all pretty much had the same thing, just that those were a tiny bit faster. The benchmarks were a little bit faster, but they're going to be high, you know, they're going to be high no matter what I do. So, this, I really took a lot of time to figure out what I was going to get. Because, like I said, I'm kind of, or in the last video I said that I'm kind of out of date when it comes to this current standard. Because, like I said, I thought I had the top standard before, but it must have changed right after I bought it, and bought it meaning my old motherboard and everything. But since they changed, I haven't read up about any of this stuff. So I had to do my tons of, you know, I had to do like all of my tons of research about these newer boards, trying to find out, because I knew I was going to get that version of processor. So I was like, all right, I got to get a new motherboard and new memory. So I had to do my research as far as finding out which boards were the best I can get. And I knew I was going to get a high-end one. I didn't want to get, I'm not going to say I had a high-end board before. I think my old motherboard cost me around $300. But I knew I wanted to get something a little bit bigger and better. One advantage of these newer motherboards that I've seen over, let's say, the old standard, is, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but on the box, you can actually see here. You see, like right here, you have 4 RAM slots, and over here, you have an additional 4 RAM slots. So you can have 8 slots of RAM, whereas in most older motherboards from the old standard, you only have 4 right here. So that was a big thing to me. Not for any particular reason as far as now, because nothing's going to use that much RAM, no matter what you have in your PC. Probably besides high-end 3D graphics editing, maybe video editing is going to use it, but it's not going to really improve a whole lot. Nothing else is going to use it. Gaming doesn't use it. Windows doesn't use it. Nothing's going to use, like, there are some high-end motherboards like this that can have 128 gigabytes of RAM. There is nothing you're going to do on your PC that's going to use that much memory. This one, with knowing that already, I wasn't going to get that one. It was going to be between, I basically looked at 5 different boards. They were all of the same format. They had pretty much all of the same memory slots. You know, I also need an additional thing that I needed was, I needed at least 8 SATA slots on the motherboard. Because I have, in my PC right now, internally, I probably have like 6 or 7. I may even have more than that. I think I might have like 9 or 10 hard drives in there internally, and I think my RAM, not my RAM slots, my SATA slots are already filled up, and I already have a PCI adapter card where I plug in 2 more SATA hard drives. So I needed a lot of SATA spots. That's something else this newer standard of the X99 stuff has when it comes to the boards. They have bigger RAM slots, more memory, things like that. These are all, like I said in my last video, these are all workstation motherboards and processors. They're not made for just video gaming or basic, office operations that you would see in like an office, basic computing. These are made for like workstations or high-end 3D editing, things like that. So how I made my decision was, it was between this board and I think it was the, I'm probably going to mess this up. What was it called? The Rampage 5 Republic of Gamers something Extreme Edition, something like that. But it was like a $500 motherboard. This is also a $500 motherboard. It's a little bit cheaper on Micro Center. I think I found it for, it was $459 they had it for. Also got a $20 rebate off because I bought the processor with it, so I got to go turn that in for a little bit extra, trying to get a little bit of my money back. But these are both $500 boards. One thing that puzzled me, when I was on Amazon, because I always weigh the pros and cons of everything I buy when it comes to PC hardware, I try to do my due diligence as far as research and try to make the best decision I could possibly get. And when I was on Amazon and reading up in forums and everything like that, I don't know if it's the new standard of the new X99 standard, but oh, I'm sorry, not the X99 standard. I keep calling it that, but I mean the what does it say on the box? The LGA 2011 V3 standard. That's what I should be saying. But that new standard across the board on every motherboard I came across, the reviews that people were giving them on Newegg, Amazon, PC hardware forum websites, everything like that. When it comes to customer reviews, I'm not talking about YouTube reviews and things like that. Everybody was always saying about YouTube reviews, oh, this board is like the greatest thing ever. Between this board and that other board I was talking about, the Rampage 5 Extreme, whatever, that board, between this and this one, they got glowing YouTube reviews. But when it comes to customer reviews, the scores between the two and every 2011 V3 motherboard that I came across, they were always like damn near even. And that kind of almost deterred me from buying these motherboards, is because normally when you buy something for PC, like when it comes to like PC hardware, you don't ever want to buy nothing that has a lot of people bitching, at the company, or having a lot of returns or RMAs and things like that, because that tells you that maybe that piece of hardware has problems. And when I went on Amazon and pulled up this one and the other motherboards, that I looked at, they all had like the same issues that people were saying. People were saying that they got the board, hooked it up, it didn't work, or they hooked it up and it fried their processor. They hooked it up and let's say it was dead on arrival, something wasn't wrong with it. It was like all of this stuff, right? And it wasn't just like, okay, out of 50 people, maybe 10 people said something. No, it was like close to 25 or 30. And it was like that for every one of the boards. So maybe this standard is a bit too new, and maybe the motherboard manufacturers haven't perfected how to make them yet. That's what I think. Because it was way too similar across everything. Normally, you might find, let's say ASUS might make a motherboard that might be, let's say, somewhat decent, but a few people had issues with it. ASRock might make like great boards and everybody's praising them, and then like what's another board? MSI might make a motherboard that just everybody hates and everybody shits on. And that's not the case. Everybody was even for the most part. Some people loved them, like when, like if everything worked, it was like the greatest thing ever. But a lot of people had problems, is what I'm trying to say. It was like split down the middle. So when I bought all of this stuff, for at least the motherboard, the processor, and the memory, I was like, I had to get a warranty with it right off top, because that kind of almost deterred me from getting it. But I was like, I want to get a warranty, and it cost me like an extra $200, maybe $250. But since I got warranties with all this stuff, if anything, if I do hook this up and let's say it don't work, or if I hook it up and something go wrong, anything, I could take it back and they'll give me another one right out, right out the gate without asking questions. So that's my main reason for getting this one. Another reason was, as far as features, this one and the Rampage 5, I think it's the Rampage 5. I hope it's the Rampage 5, but I'm not thinking it's something else. But I know it was the Republic of Gamers red and black. It's like, I know the slots were red and black and everything, and it was like, I know they had like a version 4, version 3, and all that stuff. But I think this was the version 5 Extreme Edition. And as far as features, they all had the same SATA slots. They all had the same memory slots, things like that. USB 3.0, all of that good stuff. However, this one comes with Bluetooth and wireless on it, and 2 Ethernet slots in it. So this came with like a little bit more extras versus the other one. And it was a little bit cheaper. So it's kind of like you're getting the same features and a little bit more for a little bit less than what the other one's for. That's what sold me on, let's say, this board versus the other one. That and a few negative reviews for the other one. A lot of people were saying that over time the board would start to act funky and it would break after a few months. And I started seeing that a lot with that board. So that kind of turned me off of it. So that's why I decided to go with this. So now that we're almost 12 minutes in this video, let me actually open the damn thing. I mean, this is an unboxing video, so let's take a look here. I've already took the manual out because while I was at work today, I got all this stuff yesterday night. And I was like, while I was at work, I was reading the manual on my break and everything. Can't wait to get home and mess with all this stuff. So I was reading the manual, trying to read up on this new motherboard. Because like I said, I'm brand new with hooking this stuff up because I never done it before. But I got a pretty good idea of it now. Let me show you guys what it's showing me here. Looks like a little there we go. Let me do it like that. Little display panel, just showing you like some additional BIOS features and things like that. Nothing really super fancy. I forgot how to open this thing. Hold on. I mean, I'm about to just rip open this box. It ain't like I need it for anything. But it opens some kind of way. I know it took me a minute to open it last night when I got the manual out. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. I got it. You know what? If this doesn't work, I'm breaking out my knife. There we go. Alright, before I forget, that's what the back looks like, if any of you guys are interested. I'm going to try to put links to all of this stuff in the description. I'm going to try to do that for every one of these videos. I know it's kind of late to be saying that, but I know most YouTubers do that. So I'm going to try to do it as well. I'm going to try to put links to where I bought the stuff at Micro Center's website. And I'm going to also link it on Amazon website, because I know everybody uses Amazon, so... let's crack open this static bag and see what we got. I know people, are probably saying you shouldn't touch it with your bare hands, but I don't care. I've been touching stuff like this my whole life with my bare hands, and I know my room is not filled with static, so I don't got nothing to worry about. But that's what the front looks like. Looks all black, silvery, and sexy. I will say that. This frilly type stuff to make it look cooler with the coloring and stuff, to me that doesn't mean anything. Because like I said before in the last video, to me it's all about performance. So having it look a certain way or having to describe the features of what it has isn't really, that's not going to sell me on a motherboard. So that's what the back plate looks like. But it looks pretty good. It weighs a little bit too. Probably because it has all this extra stuff on it. Let me put this down and see what else we got in here. Let me lay that on top of this. Set that over here. Alright, what else we got in here? cardboard. And this is, it looked like an M2 connector. I gotta read up on what exactly this is, because like I know of it, but I don't know if I'm gonna have a use for it. But I know it's used on certain motherboards and everything like that. So, but I don't know exactly what it's used for. But I know on certain motherboards and certain cases they put them with the motherboards when they make them. But I have no idea what that's actually used for, because there's no ports in the back or nothing like that. So it's only used for whatever it is. But I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Let's see what else we got. More cardboard. Alright. We have the back plate. Won't be using this, although I could use it, but I tend not to use back plates because I'm always in and out of the back of my computer all the damn time, and to me a back plate will get in the way. So I normally just don't even use it. Alright. These look like SATA cables. Yep, that one. I don't know if I'm gonna hook these up. I might just keep these as spares because I already have SATA cables hooking up my hard drives, and I would not want to have to unhook everything I have just to plug up these new cables. So these I might just gonna be using as spares. What is this? This is the okay, the Wi-Fi antenna. That's what this is. A Wi-Fi antenna. Don't know what I'm going to use this for, to be honest. I don't do a lot of Wi-Fi with my PC, which is weird. I normally have high-end PC stuff, but I mean, I'm a firm believer in, wired internet. I like everything wired because I get better speeds on it. And the only thing I have wireless in my house for the most part is internet. And that's for additional family members. Like when they come over, they hook up their cell phones to the Wi-Fi, things like that. Me, everything I do, video gaming, PC, it's all hooked up by Ethernet, regular wired cable. So nothing I do does wireless, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I could hook my phone up to this wireless and transfer files to my phone faster or something, because I don't really know what I'm going to use this for yet, but when I got the motherboard, I was like, let me get this, just in case. Maybe I might use it in the future or something, Who knows? Let's see what else we got. What is this? This is, well, what the hell is this? Okay. This is a fan connector. This is for, this is a motherboard connector that pretty much allows me to hook up additional fans or PC accessories to this card and plug it up to the motherboard. Because let's say if I have a lot of case fans and the motherboard might not have enough slots on it directly, so I guess this is an add-on piece to it to allow me to plug up additional fans and sensors and stuff like that. So that's what that is. And what is this? Oh, okay. So this is the I don't know if you guys can see it in here, but this is the USB 3.1 connection. That's what this is. So that's an additional PCI card that you plug in, and it'll give you two 3.1 ports in the back. Again, don't know if I'm going to use this. Nothing I have does USB 3.1. I think I have 2 or 3 devices that does USB 3.0, but nothing that does 3.1. So this I might plug it up and not use it for right now, or I might just throw it in my desk drawer and worry about it, if I get something that's USB 3.1. Because I might keep it, because if this becomes the new standard with devices, it's good to have at least something. But more than likely, that'll just be, that won't be used. I might just use those as extra USB slots or something. Alright, what else we got? Ooh, a lot of little stuff. Okay, hold up. And what fell on the floor here? What are these? Screws. Graphics card, 3-way slide. Something else I never really did. Normally when it comes to graphics cards, I normally only really use like 1 or 2 of them. Like in my setup now, I have 2 NVIDIA cards. I have one 980 Ti G1 Gaming Edition graphics card, and I think the other one I have is like an NVIDIA something, but it's not a high-end one like the 980s. I think it's my older 970 card that I had. But I've never, used SLA. I never hooked them in, directly like that. I could have for like the past 2 or 3 builds that I've had when it comes to PCs. I could have did it, but it's just that I never really had a need to, and I never seen a point in doing it, because I would just get a graphics card that could run the game just fine. But I might do it with this. When I put in my new motherboard and everything in the next few hours, I might actually hook up both my graphics cards and see what that's all about. What is this? These are... Alright, motherboard pins. These are motherboard pin extenders, so you can plug up all the stuff to the motherboard, like the power switch, the reset switch, things like that. The fancy stickers that come with motherboards and cases and stuff, I normally throw those away. I'm not branding my PC with your garbage. What is this? This is the manual for the fan card. This thing here. Where is it at? For this little thing. That's the manual for that. This is the manual for the USB 3.1. The driver's disc for the motherboard. This is something I'm probably just going to throw right back in here, because I'm just going to go to their website and download everything. So I rarely ever use this kind of sort of stuff, just because the internet's so prevalent and it makes it easier to get all the newer and better upgrades that come with it. And what is this? Is this just a diagram? Yeah, that's what this is. This is just a diagram showing all of the hardware spots on the motherboard and things like that. You know what this reminds me of? Whenever you have one of these in a motherboard case, it reminds me of, like, you ever open up like a video game, like RPG, like Skyrim, and it'll come with the map of the game. That's what these remind me of. This is, again, something I'm probably never going to use. I'm familiar with PCs, but I guess if you were somebody who, let's say, wasn't familiar, then you would love this kind of stuff. I'm just going to look in the manual for all my stuff when I hook it up. I already know where all the hard drive stuff is, but I know this motherboard has a lot of dip switches and additional hardware features built onto the board itself. And I'm just going to go in and read the manual for all that stuff when I put it together. And what is this? I have no idea what this is. Well, this is something. I don't know what it is exactly, but something small. Maybe it's a bracket or something that goes on if you have a particular piece of hardware, or something that goes on the back, or something. Some kind of bracket. I'll figure it out. What is this? Connector cable for plugging up either a fan or a CPU or something like that. Probably for the extra additional sensors and stuff that come on the board. That's what that's probably for. Same thing with this. This might be another additional sensor. That's what that looks like. And what is this? Exclusive features. Let's see what these so-called exclusive features are about here. If it doesn't, run down everything. CPU. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't read today apparently. GPU boost. CPU strap. Energy processing units. Digi power control. Fan Expert 3. Turbo app, whatever that is. Displays all the running applications on your system. It's kind of weird, but so does this mean I can display my apps in my BIOS on this motherboard? Weird, but I guess we'll see that when we plug it up. Wi-Fi Go card. Guessing that's just a wireless card that's built in. Also does Bluetooth. Probably going to be using that Bluetooth though. Don't know exactly for what, but I know I can plug my phone up to it. I know my gaming headsets are also Bluetooth. I can plug up to that too. And I think that's about it. Wi-Fi engine. Alright, so this is just breaking down all the additional extra stuff that come with the motherboard. So hopefully I plan to get tons of use out of this board. To be honest, I'm really excited about it. I'm going to probably record all of this weekend and test out various recording settings and try to see how fast it is compared to what I got now. I'm going to probably spend the next 6 to 8 hours or sometime in the next few hours to hook up all of this stuff and actually get the record. I don't know what I'm going to record yet, but I know I got to test out that the HD60 capture card that I got, and I want to see how all of this stuff performs and everything like that. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this series of videos that I've made, these unboxing videos. I know I said it a while back when I was doing my other unboxing videos of when I got my other PC hardware. Anytime I get something new, I would try to make an unboxing video. And like I said, going into the future, I'm still going to probably be doing that. So if I buy something else, or let's say 5 years from now, you know, I decide to upgrade again, or I'm going to be doing videos like this and bringing them to you guys. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about me. I'm going to try to change my setup and make it a little bit better for you guys for the next series of videos, but maybe I just gotta, you know, grow a pair of balls and man up and actually get like a little webcam stand I can put my webcam on so it's not at this weird angle. I do apologize for that. But anyway, guys, my name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.